Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Come on and sing in the key of Q.
Praise the Lord, niggas.
Praise him. Praise the Lord, niggas. How's everybody doing?
How's everybody in the house tonight?
Let me see your outfits.
Your hair is making... I want to add... Well, wagwan.
You're so irritating. Like, I don't give you... When you got your hair braided, I did not give you all of this.
But you have these long, luxurious goddess locks.
They're not goddess locks. They're just regular old faux locks.
Let me tell you something. I'm not calling them goddess locks like goddess locks where the chip be out on the end curled up and you dip it in hot water. I'm talking about you look like a Nubian goddess. So I'm calling them goddess locks. Hi, Queen. What's up, Queen?
You just irritate my soul,
But man. You love it, though. You love it.
Anyway,
how are you?
I got my hair braided because I was just tired of looking at my hair and I didn't want to twist it no more. So I just needed a break. No
That's
big
real.
deal. People get their hair braided every day, all the time.
I know. It's all protective styling summer 17 for me.
Listen, mine is not even about protect. This is about being lazy and slothful, not really wanting to touch my hair for the next month or so.
That's really what it's always about. But I like to say protective styling because it sounds nice.
It's like in style. It's like trendy to be protective styling. But
really, all I have to do is spray my scalp with oil. Like it's lit.
That's it. So welcome back to episode 7 of Getting Grown. Shout out to everyone who has, sent us a tweet, left a comment on our Instagram, sent us an email. Yes. Or even stopped us on the street to say that you listen to the show. We really appreciate it. You have to forgive us. Well, you have to forgive me because I'm, getting used to this. And it is a little off-putting when people flag you down on the metro and say, hey, girl, I'm listening to you right now.
I had a girl tweet me. She was like, I just saw you. Are you in Queens? I was like, yeah, I'm in Queens.
Oh, my.
So, hey, Queen. What's up, Queen?
Yeah, it's okay. Keep saying hi. It's cool. I mean, I'll get used to it eventually. Shout out. I don't even remember the young man's name. Kevin? I think I might be making that up. Either way, you know who you are, son. I saw you right outside the Silver Spring Metro station. You were just as pleasant as you could be and walked up and said that you were listening to the show. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I think that's his name. Lord God, I hope so. Anyway, y'all know that I'm... Yeah, I tend to be good with names. So sometimes, not so much, but
I'm terrible.
God be praised. Yes, that is a fact.
You read my life. You really do.
That's not a read. You said it and then I just confirmed. How is that a read?
It's confirmation.
Girl, rest. I thought of you because I purchased some foundation for my kid. I had a makeup client this weekend. I purchased some foundation for my kid, not for her specifically, but just I saw a shade that I'm trying to fill up my little foundation palette and I saw a shade and the name of the shade, I just laughed. I just ask me what the name of the shade was.
What was it? What was it?
It was cashew.
First I'm a soup, now I'm a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
That cashew.
That's trash.
I was standing right in the store. I just cackled right there and all the people were stunned. And I was like, listen, I'll be fine. Just don't worry. I'm okay.
Did you buy it for your kid?
I certainly did. It's in there right now.
Well, I know that my face is going to be taken care of. It's going to be nice.
Girl.
Nutty.
Here you go. Oh my God. You're so gross. Anyway.
I didn't even meet. See, I didn't even. But in Black women self-care.
Oh my word.
In Black women's healthcare this week, we
had a listener send us a tweet. She sent us a tweet and asked us if Black women's self-care was not happening anymore. Since we just been trying to read down these emails.
Ooh, girl.
We're going to get into Black women's self-care. It's a reoccurring thing. Don't worry. Don't you worry your head. But yeah. So So yeah, that's all I got. How was your weekend?
There was good and there was bad. You know, I fractured my foot.
Are you going to tell the people why? How? Are you just going to tell the people why?
I might as well tell you all, because I have already acknowledged my own. We have had a conversation about reacting versus responding. And this week I did not practice what I preached. So we're driving down the street. I told you all I am still a work in progress. We're driving down the street and we're at a red light, and it's two little niggas wrestling in the street. And I thought they were fighting initially, but then they're laughing and they throw a bike in front of our car and then run away. So I'm like, what is happening right now? So I rolled the window down. I said, can you all move the bike out the street? Because the light's changing. The little boy turns around and says, suck my dick. I said, oh, okay. I got out the car. I put my hand in my pocket because I always keep pepper spray on me. And he ran across the street and I saw like 11 other little niggas. And I said, there's not enough in this canister for all of them. Then I looked adjacent and there was the police. So I said, all right, this is not a good idea. I was pissed. So disrespect is very triggering for me. I really try not to fight all my battles, but disrespect is a huge trigger for me in many forms. And so I was very prepared to really lay these hands. And, it didn't happen because I'm also not stupid, but I am because I kicked his bike. I was going to Hulk throw it. I should have stomped it. I didn't have Tim's on that day. And in all of my anger, I kicked the shit out of it, fractured the top of my foot. It's a hairline fracture, contusions. And yeah, so here I am on crutches with a boot on my foot. I look like I got bunion surgery and I have learned my lesson. So there we have it. Make sure you respond versus react, or you be out here like me, the city MD.
I mean, it's just always boils down to like, catching yourself in those moments when it's like, your instincts run away with you.
One day I'll tell the story of Old Navy where I caught myself, but we'll do that on another day. And so, so the good. So I got my nose pierced. I got my nose pierced this weekend.
Didn't you have your nose pierced before?
Nope. Everybody says that to me. Everybody thinks I have my nose pierced.
I don't know why I thought you had your nose pierced. I swore you did at some point. No?
Nope. I have many things, tattoos and tons of other stuff, but no nose piercings until now. I have been contemplating getting my nose pierced since I was 16, like a smooth 16 years. My husband made fun of me, told me I was too old to get that done now. I said, watch this, and did it. So, he came with me.
On the strength of like a dare.
It wasn't a dare.
It was.
I'm not a frat boy. I know I wanted it, and I finally was like, you know what? You're not going to tell me that I'm too old to get this done. Like, there are beautiful 85-year-old Indian women out here with these gorgeous ornaments. I'm like, why can't I be out here beautiful and regal too? Fuck it. Okay. How was your weekend?
Okay. I'm not judging. I would get my nose pierced. I've actually thought about it, but I really like my nose. Like, my nose is one of the few things on my face that I really am into. And I'm concerned that if I were to pierce it, I would damage it in some way or like change it. I just feel like I would change it. I do. Most of the time, I feel like if something terrible is going to happen, it's going to happen to me. So like that's just the way my mind is set up on most, like when it comes to most things. I've often thought about piercing my nose, like just a really super small, teeny, tiny piercing for Jesus right in my, but I've just never done it because I'm just like, what if I hate it? Or what if it like changes everything and I like hate my nose?
I think it would be gorgeous on you. I know your mother would have a fit.
She would combust, literally. She would
literally be pissed.
She would combust. She would.
She would not be happy about that at all.
No.
My mother blows a gasket over everything, but at this point she just looks at me and goes, I just don't. And that's pretty much the gist of how we communicate. But I don't know why your nose is the only thing you like on your face. You've got these gorgeous cheekbones. My face all melts together like one big moon cookie. This is not what this is about.
I was saying that I'm just trying to, I don't know. Those are the things that stop me. But I feel like, I have these life crises like around my birthday. So maybe around my birthday, I might like, just do something so that I won't accept the fact that I'm aging. I do crazy things. Like,
let's go.
That's why I got my tragus pierced. It was last like 4th of July or Memorial Day or something. I was just like, oh God, let's go. It was totally impulsive. It was not something that I had planned to do. It was just like, okay.
I think that's always how it is.
The same thing when I got my belly pierced. I was literally I was in Atlantic City with some of my friends from UConn. I was with Kosh and Stacy. Shout out to you guys. And I was totally just like, I'm going to get my belly pierced right now. Like that. It was totally like, I didn't,
it was me and my friend Paula. Paula is, I think, 34. And she was like, you know what? I want it. And I said, me too. And we went.
Listen, maybe I'll end up with a nose ring one day. Just on a whim. But right now, I still have nerves about it.
It's not bad at all. It's literally like getting a shot.
I have heard that it hurt.
No, it's literally a pinch.
I have had a grown man who got his nose pierced one time told me that it was the worst pain he'd ever experienced.
Can I tell you something about grown men? Mm-mm. No shade, because I know there are so many kings that listen to our show.
That's going. The shade is coming, right? Shade is coming. Just because her voice
for the rest of the episode.
Listen, because she got real hoteppy in that disclaimer, so she getting ready to say something.
We appreciate you. However, they don't take pain like we do. It is what it is. They don't take pain like we do. So if he's up here hollering and whooping about this little pinch, it literally is like getting a shot. Like the dude told me to breathe in. I breathed in and he clicked. It was done. It was literally over.
Can you hear it? The worst part, probably not. The worst part about getting my tragus pierced was I heard the crunch.
I heard the crunch too. And it just felt like pressure. It didn't hurt. But I have sat through a half of a sleeve of a tattoo. So
we'll see. And I have not. I have not. And that's just the truth. It is.
No, that's real.
The man when he pierced my tragus, the thing went through my ear and I held my breath and I did not and he was like, okay, let it out. And I didn't turn like, he was just like, you okay? I think I just like held my breath for a little longer than I was supposed to, but just because I was not anticipating to hear the sound that I heard and that scared me. So I didn't get lightheaded, but he gave me like a sugar pill. He was like, take this just to be sure you don't like pass out when you stand up. Okay.
That's just so good to have.
Like, it's just a little glucose. It's just fine. I'm like, okay.
Well, if it's any consolation, your nose is actually less strenuous piercing than your tragus. So
I felt like it was still cartilage though.
You don't hear a crunch at all.
That
it doesn't even feel the same. It's sore when you like lay on your ear. No, it does. It's not. I barely notice it actually. And I made my own cleaning solution.
Of course you did.
Distilled water, sea salt, and a couple drops of tea tree oil. Just for those who might be, I know we have a lot of young ladies who listen to the show. Distilled water, sea salt, and tea tree oil, essential tea tree oil, because it's a natural antiseptic. That's tips.
Thank you, Martha Hoodrat.
You're welcome.
Well, all right. We've got 1,000 graduation shout outs. No shade. That was not a shade at all. I'm actually amped because Team Typing Fast is out here typing fast and we about to get in because I love y'all.
Yes, we do.
Indeed. So shout out to my sis.
My sis is popping right now. Like,
the first shout out to my sis is from Kay. Kay says, hi y'all, my name is Kay and I wanted to shout out my friend Nicole. Hey Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Nicole's my middle name, just like every other black girl born in 1982. So Nicole is near and dear to me. Hey Nicole and Kay, We'll both be graduating from the University of Baltimore with a Master's of Arts in Publication Design, Graphic Design, and Writing combination on May 24th. We met on our first day on campus in undergrad in 2006 and have been friends ever since. She actually influenced me to apply to the program, and I couldn't have gotten through it without her. Now we're starting a branding business together. Hashtag no wrinkle robes. That's it. Hashtag supportive sis. Hashtag typing real fast. Thanks for being dope. No, thanks for being dope, Kay. We're not dope. Yes. You're dope. You and Nicole are dope. Congratulations.
Holla, holla. The next one comes from Jabari. Hey, Jade and Keia. Hey, Jabari.
Hey, Jabari.
Hey, Jumanji.
You're so stupid. From Girlfriends.
It's just a Girlfriends reference.
We love Tony Childs.
We sure do. Little Jumanji.
You know Joanna Man. Little Joanna Man.
Zimbabwe.
I went to a tangent. Y'all know this is what we do. I went to a what was it? It was like a formal. When I was at UConn, they had a formal called the Mahogany. The Black Student Union called them. They had a formal called the Mahogany during during Black History Month. And one year the theme was like dressing up like a celebrity. And I dressed up as like Tony Childs because I specialized in results. I was so pressed. And this was before I was still scared to wear a red lip at this point. Because, listen, but I had my little green dress and I had some yellow pumps. Girl, I thought you couldn't tell me nothing, honey. Anyway, go ahead and read Jabari email.
Jabari. Okay, so my name is Jabari, and I just want to begin by saying that you are a blessing to my life because I really need to understand how this adulthood and responsibility thing crept up so damn quick.
It's fast as hell, Jesus.
Ooh, fast. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to my mama, Mrs. Rachel Scott. She will be graduating next Friday with an associate's in paralegal studies and accounting from McCormick College here in Chicago with a 3.8 GPA. All
Get
right,
it, Miss Rachel!
Come on, Mom.
Get it!
Mind you, she hasn't been in anyone's classroom in almost 40 years. I'm just so incredibly proud of her because I've been right along with her for this ride, and let me tell you, she's earned every bit of this. Also, Tangent. Come on, Tangent. I've recently started my journey of gaining my master's in mental health counseling with a focus on Black mental health awareness and treatment from Capella University because Lord knows we need it. Mm-hmm. Peace and blessings, ladies, and keep shining your light on the world. Love you. Thank you, Jabari. Thank you for writing, and congratulations to you, your mom. You about to do your thing in your master's program, and I know you're going to kill it.
Yes. Shout out to you, Miss Rachel, coming through with the magna cum laude and things. I see you. Come on. The next letter is from Dominique. Dominique says, hey, cousin Jade and Keia. Hey, cuz. First things first, I love the podcast. I'm only 21. Bless your precious little heart. And this podcast is helping me through this thing called adulthood. I will be graduating from the University of Memphis with my BA in psychology with minors in pre-health studies and child development on May 6th. Oh, so you already graduated. Congratulations, boo.
Congratulations.
Next spring, I will be pursuing a master's in clinical mental health. And I, too, like my chicken wings fried hard, and I plan to be credentialed just like Cousin Keia. That's it, sis, because don't nobody want no raw chicken out here. It's not safe. It's not safe. But yes, congratulations, Dominique. I'm super proud of you for graduating and starting a master's program. Team Typing Fast. Y'all out here. I'm so proud.
All my beauties out here doing this mental health thing, making sure Black people get right in the head. I love it.
Because who in the hell wants a musty brain, right?
Right. Shout out to the friend zone. Shout out to the friend zone. Okay. Our next one comes from Tiffany. She sent us 2 emails, so I'm just trying to make sure. All right. Hi, I love your podcast. I wanted to shout out my mom, Patrice Banks, for her upcoming graduation on May 12th. She's graduating with her EDD in curriculum and instruction from Gardner-Webb University. She's been working in education for over 20 years, and she's my personal hero when it comes to pursuing your dreams in education. Thanks for featuring her on the shoutouts. This will make her life. After listening to some of the shoutouts, I resubmitted so she could hopefully hear her name out loud. She'd kill me if she didn't. Yes, she would. Love you, Dr. Banks. That is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to read her other one as well. Oh, okay. Never mind. Nope. That was it. So congratulations to Tiffany's mom.
Yes. Congratulations, Dr. Banks. I'm super proud. And thank you for listening. We got moms listening and everything. Now I got to watch what I say. God bless y'all.
I was like, please don't put your mothers onto this.
Please. And please don't tell mine. Anyway, Robbie, our next email comes from Robbie. Robbie says, hey, Jade and Keia, I love the podcast. And if you guys ever come to Canada, you can have all my dollars. Shut up. I need all the dollars, Robbie. Anyway,
I like these dollars.
Shoot, Jay has a song in her heart on tonight. Anyway.
Oh, every time.
You better sing. I'd love to give a shout out to my best friend, Curlia Joseph. She graduated from Sheridan College in Oakville, Ontario, with her degree in interactive design. A few reasons why this woman is an inspiration to me is she was able to manage her schoolwork, a job, living in an expensive city all by herself. She's a first generation St. Lucian in Canada. I know her entire family is proud of her for busting her ass and typing real fast. I'm extremely lucky to have a friend as good as her, and I'm so proud of her. Congratulations, Curlia. And thank you, Robbie, for writing in. We coming to Canada too. We coming.
We sure are. I ain't never been, but I'm about to buy me a coat. We going.
I never been to Is it Ontario? I keep saying right. I can talk. Ontario. I've never been to Ontario. I've been to
Toronto.
Montreal.
Oh, I want to go to Montreal. I want to go to Canada, period. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Our next one comes from Charles Livingston. Hello, Jade and Keia. Thank you so much for being the uplifting Black women that you are. And I love the podcast. We love you.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing every Tuesday. I'd like to do a couple of shout outs. First, my students, Doctors Shondell Bullock, Hallie Harrison, and Venice Jones for graduating from my alma mater, Hampton University, this May with their Doctor of Pharmacy degrees. All these doctors, I wish them well on their endeavors as soon to be stellar healthcare professionals. Absolutely. Second, my sister, Jessica Livingston, will be graduating this May from Spelman College with her Bachelor of Science in Biology pre-med. She will be continuing her education at George Washington University this fall in pursuit of a master's in public health with the follow-up goal of medical school beyond that. I'm so very proud of her and wish her well as she continues her journey into healthcare. Much love to all you ladies. Congratulations. Dr. Charles Michael Livingston.
Indeed. That is a distinguished name. You have to go by all three of your names when you're a doctor. Those are the rules. They're unwritten, but those are the rules. Thank you, Dr. Livingston. Shout out to Dr. Bullock, Dr. Harrison, and Dr. Jones, graduating from Hampton. And also shout out to Jessica for graduating from Spelman. All these HBCUs, y'all are doing it.
Doing it.
I'm so proud. The next one. Oh, Asia. Asia's back. Asia shouted herself out on April 25th, and then she wrote us again because she'd like to shout out. No. She's saying, thank you for my shout out. I giggled immensely about pronouncing my name. My mother's side calls me Aja. My dad's side calls me Asia. So you were both right. And my robe is already hung up and ready to go. That's it. No wrinkle robes. No wrinkle regalia 2017.
Hashtag.
That's it.
Our next one comes from Nijala. She says, hi, Play Cousins Jade and Keia. Hey, cousin. I love the show and everything about it. Thank you for giving us this content every Tuesday. My name is Nijala, and I want to give a shout out to my brother TJ, who will be graduating on Mother's Day from the Hampton University with both a BA and Master's in Architecture. Hey. I'm proud of him because plenty of people said it would be too hard for him, but he did it. And I want to shout out my little cousin Kiara, who will be graduating from Cannon Mac High School in PA and going to Clark Atlanta University on a full academic scholarship. I'm proud of my family because they are doing the damn thing.
As you very well should be.
Congratulations to you, TJ and Kiara. I know you all are going to do your thing. And thank you, Najala, for writing in.
And thanks for listening, boo.
Absolutely.
We got an email from Judy J. Judy J says, hi, big sisters Jade and Keia. Can I start by saying I adore this podcast and I'm so proud of you all. As a 26-year-old college grad, being grown is hard to navigate. I'm grateful. I have magical Black women to look up to in addition to the subject of my letter. Oh, bless your life. Now, I don't write into anyone ever, but this needed to be shared. I'm too proud. My mother, at 60 years young, got her bachelor's of science in nursing after being a registered nurse for 30 plus years. This superhero of a mother put herself and my 2 younger sisters through college while she attended Jacksonville University online. My middle sister graduated last fall from FAU, so we just have baby sis to go, attending art school in Kansas City for graphic design. We live in Miami, so we hopped on the road and drove to Duval to watch my mother walk across that stage. So many late, frustrating nights, but she did it. This is a lesson for all, including myself. You can literally do anything you want. Just put in that work. Love y'all. Off to make my mama proud. And she sent us pictures. Congratulations. 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 I'm so,
come on, Mom.
so proud. You didn't give us mommy.
She is posing down in these photos, too.
And
do you see this on the steps?
You see this wedge, this Mary Jane wedge mother
like
is serving.
Hair blowing in the wind. Like, come on.
Mary Jane wedge. And y'all will get into this pose. No teeth.
Sure will.
Smiles with no teeth. That's it. Judy didn't tell us mom's name, but thank you, Judy, for listening. And thank you, Mom, for doing all that you did to help your daughters and being so inspiring to us and everyone who's listening. Congratulations on earning your bachelor's in nursing.
Yes. The next one comes from Kaylin Coghill. Hey, sis. Hey. Hey, girl. Firstly, thank you for being who you are and creating this awesome podcast that I can relate to on a spiritual level, okay? My name is Kaylin Coghill. And then she spelled it linguistically. This is a shout out to myself because despite the odds, infertility, mental health issues, and planning my entire wedding during my last year, I will be defending my thesis dedicated to Solange Knowles' album entitled A Seat at the Table, A Repetitive Narrative of Abuse on May 11th. I will then be graduating from the illustrious Bowie State University on May 23rd, 2017 with my master's in organizational communications. Next up, a PhD, but I need a year off to catch my breath. Thanks again and shout out to all the ladies doing the damn thing in 2017. Best wishes and so much love. Congratulations to you, Kaylin. You about to bust it up.
Bust it up. That's it.
Hey, you did the damn thing too.
Come on for this, a seat at the table. This
right? I love that.
That's what's up. The next email comes from Candace. Candace says, hey, ladies, I want to shout out my boo thing, Sora, a.k.a. Ebony Harley. She is graduating on May 19th from the University of Maryland, Baltimore with a master's in social work. And on May 20th, she did put all those A's. It's about 6 or 7 A's there. On May 20th, from the University of Maryland College Park with a master's of business administration. So wait a second. She's getting a master's in social work from UMB and then a master's an MBA from College Park in the same year. She has also secured a job and will start this summer. My sister's popping right now. She certainly is. Go, Ebby.
She sure is.
Thanks, ladies, for this opportunity. We love this podcast. Thank you, Candace. Congratulations, Ebony, because you had did that, honey. Right. Okay.
Go, Ebby.
Get it, Ebby. We Lil see Ebby. You, sis. Little Ebby.
Because she on wipe her down. Because she on.
Ebby from Maryland, or as they say, Merlin. Merlin.
INDEPENDT.
Girl, anyway.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ebby. All right. The next one comes from Makia Williams. Hey, ladies. My name is Makia. Hey, fellow sis Kia.
Hey.
Y'all out here. First of all, I love you guys so much. I live in Wisconsin, and contrary to what's told in history books, I believe all au faits originated from here because this is the whitest state I've ever lived in. I have no friends out here because of this, so being able to listen to you ladies once a week is like getting together with girlfriends to chat about life, and I love it. We love it too, girl.
We do too.
I wanted to do a graduation shout out for my mommy. She went to school for respiratory therapy and will be graduating May 15th. So proud of her, even if she just went to school out of sheer boredom, LOL. Now I just have to get my procrastinating ass back in school. Sigh. Keep up the good work, ladies. Go ahead, Ma.
Shout out.
I love how all these mothers are graduating and like right around Mother's Day.
That's it.
How beautiful is that?
I think my undergrad no, I'm lying. Wasn't my undergrad graduation was on Mother's Day weekend if I'm not mistaken.
Ain't no greater gift.
I might be mistaken though. I don't know. The next email comes from Tanya. Tanya says, hello, sisters. First off, let me start by saying that I love this podcast, especially the petty peeves. That's everybody's favorite part, sis.
That is everybody's favorite.
Absolutely. She says, we, Tanya, Quill, and Dee, would like to give a shout out to our girl, Elise Burley, who will be graduating from Nova Southeastern University with her MBA concentration in Human Resources Management on June the 9th, 2017. Thank you, ladies, for making our Tuesdays entertaining. Thanks again, Tanya, Quill, and Dee. Shout out to y'all and shout out to Elise. Congratulations, sis. MBA ain't no bull. All right.
Look at this. I love this. We got a group. We got a Golden Girls email, like a whole group.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel around the world and back again.
Doom, doom, doom.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Even though nobody says confidant.
And if you threw a party
and invited everyone you knew,
you would. The biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
We all are.
That sounds familiar.
The next one comes from another one of our kings, Jared.
Oh my Lord God.
This is just tickling me. Thank you two for the weekly doses of truth, love, and honesty. I'm just listening to this week's episode as I type this because I had a trying early week preparing for my defense. I have to shout myself out. You
That's
better.
it.
On today, May 4th, which has passed,
yes.
2017 at 1:17 p.m. Come on, time. You better know it like your birth. What is your height?
I don't even know what time mine was, but carry on.
I'm 163 inches, 230 pounds.
Read Jared's email and stop carrying on.
I became Jared C. Collins, PhD. Do it. My degree will be conferred in August and my commencement ceremony is in December. Keia, I am a proud member of Team Type and Fast. My doctoral degree is in marriage and family therapy. I love that. My dissertation topic was on marital stability of married African-American parents, influences on the dating and marital choices of their male children.
My word.
As soon as I finished, right? That's a word. As soon as I finished crying, I opened my weekly podcast. Thank you, lovely ladies, for the joy that you bring to my life, as well as others each week. Thanks, Dr. Collins.
That's it, Dr. Collins. Send me that dissertation. That sounds like a read, honey. That sounds
that sounds amazing. I would also like to read that, especially being a Black family.
That sounds like a read, honey.
Go ahead and slide that over our way. We would love to take a gander.
Insights into the dating and marital choices of Black men. That's what that sounded like to me.
That's exactly what that sounds like.
Dr. Collins, you out here. Where
you at? Come to New York so you can be my therapist.
Listen, shout out to you. Congratulations. And now I feel bad because I don't know what time I became Dr. Robinson.
I can go back and look at my videos and my phone when I was hollering.
Yeah, man. We can probably do that.
Did you know that Crystal and I, do you know this man? So we sat during the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh God. Where?
At your when you walked.
Oh, at my graduation.
At your graduation, not at your dissertation.
I'm talking about at the defense, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's when you actually become. But yes, I'm sure you did sit down at the thing. I'm sure you did. Remember when the lady there was like, we had a very interesting invocation. It was like a prayer, but not really a prayer.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with the graduates and I could hear my mother reacting to the invocation from my seat.
What was she saying?
She didn't really pray. She was just like, let's all have a moment where whatever you choose to do with this time, you can do it. My mother was like, well, what is that? What is that? That is not a prayer. An invocation means prayer. That's the definition. I was like, oh, Lord God. Well, listen. Invocation is a word. I know what that means. Invocation doesn't mean moment. I said, okay, sis. Well,
I love Mama Keia. And Mama Keia is quiet too. Y'all don't, she's like real low. She's mild mannered.
Anyway, let's move on.
Those are the kind that read you the best.
Mild mannered. Anyway, we're not talking about her because y'all still can't tell her about this. But anyway, the next email comes from Caroline.
Caroline.
Caroline. Whoa. Why are we singing so much?
I don't know.
Caroline says, hey, Jade and Keia, love the podcast. Thanks for bringing a smile to my face every week. Would love to shout out my amazing dad, Charles, who graduated with his Doctor of Education in Organizational Leadership from Grand Canyon University last weekend at the young age of 65. He promised his dad he would get a PhD when he was in his 20s. And while Grandpa isn't alive anymore, I'm sure the joy and pride in my dad's face all day radiated all the way to him. Keep the great work going, and thank you. Thank you, Caroline. And shout out to your dad, Charles. Dr. Charles.
Dr. Charles. That literally made me like, oof.
Yeah,
that gave me a little feel.
I'm a little emotional.
That gave
shout
me
out to
a
y'all.
feel.
All right, guys. We got like 8 more to go. Bear with us. Y'all are out here.
Word. Hi, Jade and Keia. I feel like you guys are my sisters from another mister. I'm so glad there's a podcast hosted by 2 Black women talking about getting through this life and avoiding the bookings when people try your nerves. Ooh, and they do it every day. Keep up the good work. I'll be sending a petty peeve your way soon. Anyway, I just wanted to send a quick graduation shout out to my little brother-in-law, Joel Owen, for graduating today, May 5th, from the University of Georgia with his Master of Science in Forest Resources. That is interesting. He is one of the very few Black students that even study this program, and we are so proud of him for making it through. His long-term goal is to work for the government and wildlife conservation. And as a student, he was able to go to Brazil and work on conservation efforts for the blue and yellow macaw. Oh, wow. Now I want to go and read up on that. Also, not sure if you guys have seen this picture floating around, but please shout out Savannah Tomlinson for her yearbook quote. I'm shocked that her school even allowed that to be printed. And that is that wonderful picture floating around that says anything is possible if you sound Caucasian on the phone.
Because they allowed it to be printed because it's the truth. Honestly.
It is the honest to God truth. And they'd be taking away her rights as an American if they didn't.
True indeed.
Oh, and yeah, Joelle. Okay, I did say Joelle. So yes, shout out to Joelle. And thank you, Keisha, for writing in. And then shout out to Savannah Tomlinson for that timeless and iconic quote.
Indeed. The next email is from Desiree Jones. Desiree says, hi, Keia and Jade. My name is Desiree, and like everyone else, I want to start off by saying how much I love getting grown. Listening to 2 smart, hilarious Black women admit to being imperfect and who are dedicated to doing better and helping us do better also is amazing. Today, I want to shout out 2 of my best friends graduating this Saturday, May 13th. Vanessa and Chelsea are both graduating from Mercer University in Georgia with degrees in psychology and creative writing, respectively. I met these 2 beautiful and smart ladies in our freshman year at Mercer, and we have been together through it all since. I met 2 sisters, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. I also want to shout myself out. I will also be graduating from Mercer with a degree in political science and communication studies. I will be attending the University of Alabama in the fall to start a master's program in American Studies. After that, I plan to obtain a PhD and be a professor. I'm not in team typing fast yet, but I'm team typing moderately with some typos. And it's going well. Thank you so much for all that you do. I can tell that it isn't easy, but y'all are doing so well. I've been listening since the beginning, and I'll listen to the end. All the best, Desiree. Thank you, Desiree.
Thank you, Desiree.
Shout out to you, and shout out to Vanessa and Chelsea. Mercer's graduation is going to be popping on the 13th.
And you still typing fast.
Absolutely. Listen, moderately with typos. I type fast with typos. That typo demon, I rebuke it. Call it out. It's so evil. Ugh.
Oh, but it lives. It lives. All right. The next one comes from Hillary. Hello, Jade and Keia. My name's Hillary, and I first want to say thank you so much for this podcast. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for listening. I relate to you guys so much as a bisque-shaded member of Team Typing.
Come on.
All around relatable.
Cashews.
Yeah, I'm like, now you can go get cashews, sis. But I would like to shout myself out as I graduate from Tarleton. Excuse me.
Tarleton.
Okay. Tarleton. Okay. Tarleton State University on May 13th with a bachelor's degree in communication studies and English. During my time at Tarleton, I served as my newspaper's first Black editor-in-chief after starting out as a sports writer. Thank you so much in advance, and I love and appreciate you guys immensely. We love and appreciate you guys for writing in, and congratulations to you, sis.
Hillary, that's what's up. The next email comes from Hillary. The next email comes from Farron. Farron says, "Hi, Jade and Keia. I will be graduating from Georgia State University with my Master's of Science in Health Administration on Wednesday. I'm so excited. The journey has not been easy, but I'm so glad I made it. Thank you so much for the shout out. I love the show. You ladies are amazing. No, Farron, you are amazing. I hope you enjoy graduation on Wednesday. This week. Get your life.
You do it. All right. The next one comes from Nanika. Yep. Hey guys, this isn't a graduation announcement, but hopefully you guys will see it anyway. I want to give a huge shout out to my sister Mika. Right after high school, she received a full ride to the Ohio State University for chemical engineering.
Hey.
Yes. About halfway, come on, Scarlet and Gray. About halfway through her second year, she gave up her scholarship to join the United States Army.
Wow.
Now, 5 years later, she is coming home and returning to OSU to finish her degree, and they are giving her scholarship back due to her being a vet. Our God is awesome.
He can move mountains. Yes, he will.
Won't he do it? Even though I am the older sister, she is truly my hero. Also, huge thank you to both of you for spreading your Black girl magic all over these podcast streets. You are appreciated. Y'all are spreading it all over these streets, all over this world. Ontario, everywhere.
I know, right? I just come home from work and sit down in front of this microphone.
That's it.
The next email comes from Candace. Candace says, "Hi, Jade and Keia. Just wanted to say how much I love your podcast. I'm still on my journey of getting grown day by day. Girl, we all are. I appreciate your podcast and I love the humor and words of wisdom. I'm writing to let you guys know that I will be returning to school this fall to UCLA to get a teaching credential and master's degree in education. This will be my second master's degree. However, I sought out the program primarily for the teaching credential as I want to be a high school teacher. I'm a former UCLA alumni, and I'm so excited to be returning to my dream school. Keep up the great work with your podcast. And Jade, I do listen to you on Jade and XD as well. And no, it's not too much Jade every week. Thanks again, and go Bruins."
Thank you, girl. I'm not worried about them ashy haters. They don't even have no fitted sheets on.
Too much Jade. It's just too much.
So much Jade. I hate Jade. She's dry. She's dry.
Oh, Lord. Haters gonna hate. Potatoes gonna potato.
Potatoes gonna own the potato.
Girl, read this email, please.
Travana Hughes. Hey, Jade and Keia. I'm loving this podcast. It's so refreshing. On May 12th, I'll be graduating from Prairie View and A&M University with a Master's of Science in Accountancy.
Yes.
Come on. CPA certification up next. Thank you so much for recognizing the ones that spent years getting an education in the age of the Instagram model.
Lord
God. Yeah, Fashion Nova. Hashtag Team Typing Fast. Hashtag We Out Here. All love, Travana.
All right, Travana.
Congratulations, Travana.
And the very last graduation shout out is sent to us by Kyle. Kyle says, "Hello, Jade and Keia. I'm from Atlanta." ATL shout out. I love the both of you. I swear this podcast was so needed. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to one of my favorite cousins. His name is Jared. He just earned a Master's of Education in College Student Affairs Administration from UGA, University of Georgia.
Hey!
Before that, he graduated from Tufts University with a Bachelor of Arts in American Studies and Sociology. I am super proud of him. He has studied abroad in Ghana and interned in places I dreamed of traveling to. He is amazing and I love him so much. Thank you for shouting him out. Be blessed. P.S. Can't wait till you guys start doing live shows. Oh, my Lord. She said, "My girlfriend and I will be front row center speaking elevation and longevity into the atmosphere." I receive it, Kyle.
Come on, Black Love. Yes. I'm putting it out there for you, too.
I receive it. I am nervous about that. I just feel like, what?
Clap and spread. Clap and spread.
It's episode 7, guys. A live show. Oh, Jesus. Help us. Woo! And 45 whole minutes later, y'all niggas are still graduating. And I just love it. I just love it, love it, love it. Like, forgive us, please. If y'all are tired of the graduation shout outs, just bear with us, please. As a nerd myself, graduation is a big deal. Not necessarily just a ceremony, but you just want somebody to acknowledge the fact that you put in all this work. You typed all them papers. You
deserve
studied for all, right. You studied for all those tests. So if nobody else is going to shout you out and say, "I'm proud of you," know that Jade and Keia is going to shout you out and say that we're proud of you. And now we can move swiftly, quickly, expeditiously on into the kitchen table talk. Grab your snacks. Yes, grab your snacks. Oh, expeditiously always makes me think of Lean On Me. Get those chains off the doors. Get those chains off the doors.
Smoke crack, don't you?
Oh, Sam's.
I know.
All right. Let's get around this kitchen table.
So this week in Kitchen Table Talk, we're kind of going to merge Kitchen Table Talk along with Honesty Box.
Honestly? Truly.
We are going to talk about situationships.
My Lord.
Which seem to be a triggering conversation for many of you, as you pointed out on the Twitter streets. So we got a tweet asking us, how do you know that you're in a situationship? So we found an article online where we're going to break down 9 reasons, as she has broken down in this article. And we'll make sure we post the link in the description box, as to how you know that you're in a situationship. So we're going to start off with number 1. You don't have a title.
Well, that's it.
That's really the main number 1. I know there's many of you out here living what's Lynn's last name? We have Tony Childs.
Lynn.
And then Lynn.
I don't know what Lynn's last name was.
Did she have a last name? Maybe she didn't have a last name. But
I was
anyway.
about to say Lynn Whitfield. Like, no, that's not right.
No, that's definitely not right. No thin line. No thin line.
Greenleaf.
Yeah, you're right.
I love Greenleaf.
I haven't watched it.
Oh my gosh.
I know. But so no, you don't have a title. I know a lot of you are out here living this Lynn lifestyle where you're very free and black, and I love it. You know, I'm a part of that. But I have a title because we need some definition up in this piece. Like, we need to know what's happening right here. It needs to be very clear and defined as to who we are to one another.
So I think maybe we should back up a little bit and read this definition of a situationship, because I feel like
you are absolutely right.
It was very compelling, and it struck me because, we'll just read it.
Well, the Urban Dictionary describes a situationship as any problematic relationship characterized by one or more unresolved interpersonal conflicts, usually confused with dating.
The author of the article goes on to say the overall dating climate is changing and formalities are harder to find. Instead, there's this awkward meandering through something that feels like something that leads to sex that may or may not be something that continues for a time until one party wants to make it an official something.
Let's make it official. So basically, it's a pseudo relationship. That's what it is. That's what a situationship is. What?
Nothing.
No, say it.
No, I'm just saying, okay, so the tweet was, how do you know that you're in a situationship that we got? We did get a tweet from one of our listeners today that, how do you know it's in a situationship, or how do you know when to, like, what happens when you realize it's a situationship before the other person does? To my answer to that is, I feel like everybody's always pretty clear on what it is because you know what it's not. So, like, if you don't know definitively, if you can't say definitively what it is, but you can definitively say what it's not, then it's a situationship.
It's a situationship.
And there's nothing wrong with that if that's okay with you. But if that's not what you want, then it's your responsibility to
localize that.
Yeah, that's really what it is. That's really what it is. So
you got to open your mouth.
One of the things, okay, I asked someone who has dated a hologram. I have dated a hologram. I'm not proud of it, but and it's not something that you intentionally do. It's not something that I set out like, oh, I'm gonna date this nigga and not tell nobody, or not do like, this is not something that you set out to do. It just kind of happens, and it's something that you find yourself in, and you have to kind of make when you realize that you're in it, because it does come at you fast, you have to realize that it's your responsibility to do something about it.
Yeah, you got to open your mouth and say, so what are we doing? Like, be very clear. Don't dance around it. None of that. Like, and don't confuse that also with jumping too fast. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with somebody, you all are dating, as, however you want to define that, but you all are dating for all intents and purposes. And you are seeing where it's going. Don't confuse that with saying, okay, now what are we doing? This is a situationship is something, like we said, it's a pseudo relationship. So it's something that you've put time into. It's something that you've invested. It is basically something that mocks a relationship that is not. So don't confuse the two. be out here after 3 weeks talking about what are we doing? Like, give it a little time. So anyway, now we're going to get back into it. So we said the number one is you don't have a title. So that's pretty much, that's clear. That's defined. That's what it is. You don't have a title with one another. You're doing what you're doing, but there's ambiguity there. Number two, you have half a man is better than no man thoughts of resolve.
Okay, so that can be translated in you trying to convince yourself that you can handle this. So if you have moments of when you're trying to defend what it is that you're doing, even to someone else, or if you find yourself like, okay, girl, what is this? And if you find yourself ever having a moment where you would judge yourself if you were not yourself, then you may or may not. You may or may not be in a situationship. Like, if this wasn't me, if I saw me doing what I was doing right now, how would I feel about it?
If this was one of my homegirls, how would I advise her? Mm-hmm. How would I be looking at her right now? That's how you need to turn around and look at yourself. Hold that mirror up. And you can try to convince yourself something is something, but you know when it's not. You know when it's not. When you got to do all that convincing, you know what it is. When you sitting there at 3 p.m. and you ain't heard from this nigga all day.
So listen, let's stop there.
For days.
Let's stop there and say this. I feel like we need to say this. I am not judging. I want to make this disclaimer. If you are if you are just in a place right now where you're not really looking for a relationship and you're just out living your life and doing you and it works for you, then I fully endorse that. I fully, 100%. No, I'm not here saying that situationships are all bad, at all. I feel like it's a matter of personal preference. And you
absolutely,
and it is whatever it is that you want. I guess you could say this segment is for people who are in situationships, but
don't want to
be in relationships, and they're trying to navigate, whether or not it is transitioning from a situationship to a relationship or transitioning out of a situationship altogether. So we should have said that in the beginning. But yeah, I'm not here saying you can't do you, and this may not apply to everybody, but this is for the people who have found themselves, who looked up one day and was like, I'm dating a hologram. It's nobody's fault but mine, but I am. And
like, why do I only hear from this nigga after 11?
Right. So that's what this is about. Sorry, it took us a little time to get here, but that's what this is about. And that being said, we found this article just by Googling situationship. It's written by a young lady named Aiden. I think Aida Neal. Aida it seems like Aiden. AIDAN. Aiden. Aida.
Aiden. Aida. Oh, maybe it is Aiden.
Aiden
Neal.
Aiden.
Okay.
Or it could be Aiden. I don't know. Either way. But she wrote a blog about situationships, and she's defining them also from the space of like, how do you know that you're in one? And her third characteristic is, what is your main? If your main means of communication is texting, then you may be in a situationship. So to that, I say there are some. I'm not one of these people, but there are some people who genuinely don't like to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I guess the other side of that is that, you ought to have like an actual conversation.
Every once in a while. I find that, so I have also like, I know that I've put niggas in situationships. Like, I have been the guilty party as well as the receiving party of this. And how like, if you are the guilty party is you really only want to text this person. Like, I'll text you, like, it's cool, but I don't really want to talk to you on the phone. I find that when I've really liked somebody, like when it came to, so I transitioned from a situationship into my relationship with my husband. So I dealt with this other nigga before. We'll get to him later on. And our main means of communication communication was texting. We never talked on the phone. We did not hold conversations on the phone unless it was like, I'm on the corner. All right, cool. I'll see you in a second. I'm downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was literally all it was. But when it came to my husband, even if I'm not a phone person, because there's only a handful of people that I'll talk to on the phone, I wanted to talk to him. So in the moments where we couldn't talk, like if we were at work and we couldn't talk, we were texting. But the moments we could talk, we were picking up the phone and speaking to one another. And I find that is really one of those things that solidifies kind of how you feel. I mean, maybe there are niggas out here who are really like changing the game and really fooling people by talking on the phone. But in my personal experience, this clearly defines a situationship, because when I had one, that's what it was. We were constantly texting. That's what our communication was. If I could add a caveat. Come on.
If I can add a caveat to that, I think if texting is the main means of your communication, then yes. But also, if all of your communication or discussion or conversation leads to sex, or it's around, like it's about sexual things, and never at any point is it just like, you know, what you have for dinner, or
how was your day?
How you feeling? You know, there are so many other things that we can converse about, but if all he wants to know is what color panties you got on, and if he only texts you to ask you for pictures, these are other telltale signs.
What you doing later
as well? Where you at?
Yeah, I'm busy till about 10, but I can link up then. I'm sure you can.
Sure. Number four. Your closest friends haven't purposefully met. So if there are no signs of this nigga
intertwining his life with yours,
I'm laughing because I have lived this. Jesus help us.
Listen, down to number 10 and down to number 9. I got number 10 too. I'm gonna add one on.
Your closest friends have not purposefully met him. They've heard about him, but they've never seen or laid eyes on him. He is a hologram. He's a hologram. He's a hologram. If can't nobody pick him out of a lineup, he's a hologram.
Nope, not a single one. If you have to search for pictures on the internet, like your friends be like, well, what does he look like? Be like, well, hold on, let me see if he has a Facebook. Or let me see if he has an Instagram. Let me see. What? No. Mm-mm.
If they send you screenshots from his Instagram.
Right. Like, did you see this? Who's that? I don't. His sister.
Number 5.
Your friends. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Your friends' mom coworkers know more about how you spent your day than they do.
Let me ask this. Because I don't know. I'm just curious. What is a baseline for communication? If you're dating or talking to someone or in a relationship with someone, what is should you expect to speak to them every day, every other day? Is there such thing as a standard? What is a red flag for okay, I haven't heard from this nigga in 3 hours. I haven't heard from him in 3 days. What is it? What is for you?
I think it depends on. Well, for me specifically, again, I'm going to go off my relationship when my husband was courting me.
Come on, be courted.
I was courted. But when we were dating, we spoke all day, because we genuinely wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's not you all's thing. Maybe that's too smothering for you. But it wasn't a situation where we felt it was just we have to do this. No, it was because we wanted to. We were genuinely interested in the other person's life. It wasn't just about I can't wait to see you and you ride you like a stallion later or something like that. Like it wasn't like that. It was like, how's your day going? Oh, this happened to me. Oh, for real? Like, what happened with that? It was like genuine interest on both parties' behalf. Like, we really were interested in what the other person had going on, how their shift was going at work, what they had. Then it was like, all right, well, I'll meet up with you at this time. But we were talking all day. It wasn't, he knew more about what was going on than anybody else because I was speaking to him all day. But if it's a situation, again, like she said your friends, mom, and coworkers know more about how you spent your day than they do. If they're not showing an interest in what you have going on outside of what y'all got going on, that might be the signs of a situationship.
Even when he says, I'm not a phone person, I don't be talking like that.
Yeah, that's an excuse. Those are the guilty parties.
Oh, help them. Anyway, number 7, there are no pictures of you in any public setting.
Wait, no, you skipped one.
I did?
You skipped 6.
Oh, the sex is mind-boggling. True.
Yes.
I don't feel like there's anything else to say other than that. That is the whole encompassing reason as to why you're still in this situation. That is correct.
Dick to bomb.
We'd be like, yes.
Like, why are you still, your friends, Mel, why are you still dealing? Dick to bomb.
Well, Lord. Okay.
These 3 words.
Oh my God. Yes. Hologram sex. There are no pictures of you in any public setting. Situationships often last as long as they do merely because neither party is quite prepared to let go of that semblance of something. Like, nobody wants to appear non-single. Ooh, that's such a word.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
Because, when people get in relationships, they be eager. They be eager to post a photo.
Do they?
Like people who are like who in it. People who are in it, like they're not questioning. Neither party is questioning. No, there's some people who are super, super private.
True.
I lie. There are
true.
some people. There's a difference. Like there are 2 different types. There's a very private couple, but they're also very invested in one another. And it's not supposed to be an appearance of being single, but it's just they're very private. They don't want people in their business. There are people out there like that. Do not get me wrong. But then there are other people who are very eager, and that's not shade at all. Like I definitely posted Tristan, like as soon as I felt comfortable knowing that we were together, this is what we were going to do. We were serious about one another. I didn't have any problem posting a picture of him. But initially when we were dating, I did keep him private. Like I remember I used to go kick it with 2 of my friends, and he would be leaving work and he would pick me up. I'd be like, all right, cabs are here. And I'd go downstairs and get in and I'd leave. But then I slowly started like bringing him around my friends, and I'd post a picture of him, and it was like, all right, this is what it is. Like, this my nigga. So I think there's 2 different types of people.
Agreed.
Number 8, they've attended weddings alone since you've been involved.
Or you've attended a wedding alone since you've been involved.
Right. Yeah, every time it's time to accompany you somewhere.
But there are some weddings where you don't get a +1. I'm caping.
We're not making an excuse. I'm not making an excuse for these niggas.
I'm caping.
You trolling. You irritating.
I'm irritated. I'm just saying. These are the excuses that I've heard.
And I'm going to tell my situationship story, but I was going to wait until we got through all the reasons. Number 9, the very last one. Go ahead, sis.
You live in that vampire life. Don't nobody call your phone till 11 p.m. or after. Don't nobody come and see you until after, under the cover of night. They don't want to go nowhere with you in the daytime, or they don't want to be seen with you outside. You only get
Edward
attention.
Cullen.
Yes, you only get attention from them after the sun has set.
That's it.
That's
no garlic,
really,
no sunlight.
That's really a huge, huge sign that you're in a situationship. And that's okay if you want to be in one, but if you don't, then hopefully, we can help offer some information from our previous experiences that'll help you get out of yours. You want?
I want to add a number 10. I want to add a number 10.
You better add to this lady's list.
I sure am. Number 10. You never go out to eat. All y'all are about that seamless Uber Eats, Grubhub, Postmates life.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I'm saying?
And grown folks don't watch movies. All right? No, grown people don't sit like if anybody you want to watch a movie. Grown people don't watch movies.
No.
Name a time you and a nigga watched a movie and made it through the credits.
Two grown people, they don't come over and chill.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have an agenda here. Nah. We know what this is.
You trying to watch Love and Hip Hop? No, nigga, you not trying to watch Love and Hip Hop neither. Okay?
No, and neither am I. That's why I opened my door. Let's just cut the shit.
Oh, help us today.
But no, y'all don't go out to eat. Maybe once.
The first time. He'll take you somewhere. He'll feed you the first time. After that,
the first time.
So I'm going to read a letter from someone who's asked to be called a dream deferred.
That's it.
She says, "Hey, getting grown. So I have this ex, right? He is more of the best friend type, rather than an ex from the pits of hell. We have a situationship going on, and he is so wonderful. He has an unconquerable spirit, one of the most intelligent men I know, knows his way around the kitchen, and inspires me to stick with my fitness goals as he does his. The only issue is that he lives 3 hours away, so it's especially hard trying to build towards a real relationship with him. We aren't able to get that face-to-face interaction because we are both hardworking young professionals trying to work towards our doctoral degrees. We both come from more rural upbringings where everyone doesn't get this opportunity, so we are both determined. One day, he got accepted into a PhD program at my grad school, and I was bursting with joy. You see, I have been single for the last 5 years since we have broken up, and I thought that I was finally getting my second chance at developing something solid with him. We have been conversing on this level since high school, really, and I thought that this was it. I don't believe in going back to old relationships, but he is the exception. He's like that Achilles dick over Issa Rae's Instagram. 2 days after he decided to move here, he got accepted again to another more prestigious program that was offering way more money. This was great, except it's a whole 6 hours away. Now, sis, I will keep it real. I was devastated. None of the men in the city that I am in have worked for me. They always make me realize how great of a man he is. Plus, he tells me that he's only willing to give his time towards me. Ordinarily, I wouldn't take statements like this for face value, but he would rather hurt someone's feelings than lie, so I truly believe him. I am proud of the man that he is becoming, but I'm 25 and also ready to start settling down. Don't judge me. People in the South start families early. Getting grown. How do I deal with my distant lover situationship with all my love, a dream deferred?"
Okay, so ADD.
ADD?
ADD.
Oh, a dream
deferred.
I was like, what?
We can't keep saying that. So, I think first and foremost, you all need to have a conversation and define what you guys are going to do. And if you're both willing to do the long distance thing, then at least you know that you have that established first and foremost. So I think that's what you need to do first, is establish if you are both willing to have a long distance relationship. And just off of what I've seen in the email, it doesn't look like you've maybe had that conversation. I could totally be wrong. But if you haven't, I think that needs to be the first step. I
agree. I think the first step to getting outside of a situationship that you don't want to be in is using your words. I think that you have to not be afraid to say anything. I know in the case that I was in, there were plenty of times where I was like, oh, well, he probably means this, or he did that. We're willing to see through and make I don't know. We give these niggas grace, and sometimes they don't all the time deserve. And you have to use your words. You have to be very direct. You have to say exactly what you want. I feel like this is somebody that you know. This is somebody that you're very close with. And according to your email, he's expressed having similar interests, if not the same interests in you, saying that, he's the only one, you're the only one that he's willing to give his time to at this point. So I don't think there's anything wrong with you sitting here. This is not something you want to do on the phone. You want to sit down and look in his face and just tell him, just like you told us, how you feel. and ask him what he's trying to do. But you just have to, and the second thing that you need to do in, handling your situationship is be ready to hear,
the truth.
Be ready to hear the truth. Don't go in there with no expectations. Because, just is not smart. Just don't go in there with expectations. Be ready to receive whatever information that you get. If he says, "Oh, boo, I love you too. We can make this work," then fantastic. But if he says,
"Wonderful.
Oh, girl, I'm just let me get through this degree," or you have to be very direct and very clear. If you want a relationship and you don't want to be in this weird situationship space, you have to say, "I do not want to be in this situationship space with you. I need to know for sure if we're moving forward, that we're moving forward in the same direction."
Yep. Exactly.
That's my biggest regret. My biggest regret in the situationships, the hologram niggas that I have dated, I have to take responsibility or I have to take responsibility for them because I never said, this is not what I want.
Right.
I continue to, allow them to come and go as they please in and out of my life whenever they got ready. I allowed them to do that because I felt like, I'd rather take this than nothing at all, or be with somebody who I don't really like or whatever. I took responsibility for that. I also take responsibility for saying, I never looked him in the face and say, I don't want this. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's the
advice. First thing. Yeah. You have to establish between the two of you what you're doing. So you have to talk to him, like Keia said, and you have to ask him flat out, what do you want to do? This is what I want to do. You have to be very clear about what you want to do. That's the number one. Don't do this little song and dance where we're like, well, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? No, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. What is it that you want? And then you have to hear the other person out. And from there, that's how you all move forward. And like Keia said, if it moves forward where he says he wants to be with you, cool, wonderful. If it moves forward where he says he wants to be with you, but he's got to work through it, then you might need to reconsider some things. So
you're going to make it a dream deferred. And let me just, another small piece of advice that you ain't really asked for. Both of y'all are in PhD programs. Let me tell you something. Lean in close. Okay.
Come here.
And PhD programs are difficult. They're very, 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 very hard. It's hard on you as an individual. It's a hazing process, and it's going to be taxing for you and everyone that's connected to you. So all of your relationships, friendships, relationship with parents, relationship with siblings, dating relationships, all of them are going to be tried in this space because you're being tried in this space. So I say that to say, go into this knowing full well what your priorities are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't do both. I'm not saying that you can't have both. You didn't hear me say that. I'm just saying I want you to be conscious and aware that it's not going to be easy for you to figure out how to make a long distance relationship work and be in a PhD program. I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm saying it's not going to be easy. Okay? Because it's hard to learn how to speak nigga.
It really is.
I don't know how to do
impossible.
It. I've been trying my whole life. I still don't know how to do it. I don't know how to speak.
I'm married and I still don't know how to do it. I understand it. It's one of those things do you speak Spanish? I understand it. I just don't know how to say anything back. Right. It's like that. It's like I get when he starts speaking nigga now, that's the thing. Okay. So I've started, and it took me a while. It took some years of living together, but you have to figure out your language. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out that love language. It sounds like some bullshit. That's real because people receive things so differently. People react, respond, and receive things so differently. And you all have to find that neutral ground of your love language because niggas communicate weird. Okay?
I'm just saying.
Like Yoda.
Absolutely. And it may be the case that you all can support one another through your PhD programs and be that space, be that outlet for one another. And if so, that's all the more amazing. I just want you to go into this aware of everything and just give some real thought to what your priorities are. And just remember that everything that's supposed to happen will happen.
Yep, that's it. And we have one more for the honesty box that came from the kitchen table. We're still at the kitchen table.
The honesty box is at the kitchen table today.
That's right. Hi, Jade and Keia. I really hope I spell that correctly.
You didn't, sis, but that's fine. I still love you.
That's all right. It's just an I instead of a Y. That's all. Thank you for sharing your talents with the world week to week. You guys have no idea how big of an impact both of you have had on me, as well as many of my friends who listen to the show. I really feel like I have a seat at the table during kitchen table talk.
'Cause you do, girl. You
sure do. That's why you're here right now. Now on to the mess.
Come on.
By the way, I want to say that her email was titled How to Get Rid of the Ghost from Christmas Past.
This gonna be good.
Now on to the mess. Okay, well, not mess, but on to my dramatic but not so dramatic life. I basically need some advice on how to move on from a situationship. Last year, I met a guy who I now refer to as that raggedy nigga. Samesies. When we first met, there were no sparks involved. I was 25 at the time and definitely not interested in dating. I was knee deep into my career and really only looking for a friend to hang out with. See, you were looking, okay, all right. He, on the other hand, made it extremely clear that he was interested by pursuing me. At first, I thought his advances were weird. I'm not the cuddling or mushy type, but after a while, he wore me down and I gave in. Things were going well. We were spending at least 4 days out of the week together, doing things that normal couples would do. Then suddenly, out of the blue, things began to change. He went from constantly texting me, and seeing me, to barely acknowledging me. I mean, he literally flipped the script overnight. Long story short, I tried to have a conversation with him about his recent changes, and he completely disappeared. I mean, straight up ghosted. At first, I thought he just needed his space, so I gave it to him. After a week went by, I tried to reach out to him, but he completely ignored my messages and calls. It did not take long for me to get the message. His silence and action spoke for him. I've had a really hard time getting over this situation. No, he was not my boyfriend, but he told me he wanted to work towards being in a relationship. Although I know I did nothing wrong, I cannot help but to feel as though I did something wrong. I'm normally good at spotting a raggedy nigga. Saying no to fuckboys has been my daily mantra. Sadly, I missed the signs with this guy. Although I know that this was all in a God's design, I sometimes feel as though I've lost something special. I believed he was a true friend, and I never would have expected this outcome. Do you have any advice on how to work through this? It had been really tough. Lately, he'd been randomly texting me. I typically respond because I'm prideful and I don't want for him to think that he's gotten under my skin. I know that we are clearly not friends based off of his actions. Have either of you been in a situation like this? If so, how did you get over the hump? Please help. So, do you want to go first, sis?
Okay. Number one. I think you know how to get out of this. That's my, yeah. I think we always know how to get out of this.
I think you out of this.
You out of this. Like that's, I mean, like, bottom line is like, yeah, this is not, I'm not judging you. I'm laughing because I have been in the seat, sis. Like, don't judge yourself. I was going to say first, like, let yourself off the hook about, we usually have, most of us, think that we are really good at detecting raggedy in a nigga. But every now and then that old devil will sweep in and just, before we know it, we in a situation we had no intentions of being in. And first things that I have learned in terms of situationships is that, I guess for lack of a better cliche, what niggas do always speaks louder than what they say. What they do, how they behave, is a more telling, is way more telling than what they say, because people say anything, people say everything. So I know you holding on to what he said however long ago, but his behavior has shown you that this is not somebody who you even want to be in a relationship with, because he doesn't communicate. He doesn't even have the decency to have a conversation with you and tell you what time it is. And he's not reliable. He comes in and out whenever he gets ready. It's just, and, like, I know you feel like, you have to It's like, you know, I was minding my business. I wasn't thinking about this nigga. And I only did this because he did that. And now here we are. And you feel like it's not a race. Nobody's keeping score. Nobody knows any of that history with you. So let all of that go. You don't lose nothing. You lose nothing by standing up for what you want. You always have the right to change your mind. So
sure do.
Even if, and it's not even about pride or him getting under your skin or none of that. No, This is about if you want to be in a relationship. I'm clapping because I'm from New York. So if you want to be in a relationship, you don't want to. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who can just get up on and with no notice and just leave your life. Like,
and you have a right to tell that nigga that's not okay. You have a right to say, yo, listen, we've been doing this for a while. And while I see that we don't have any titles on here, like acting like that is showing me what you want. And if that's not what you really want, then you need to open your mouth and tell me what it is and change your actions on top of that.
Absolutely.
Like you have a right to tell him that is trash and you are not getting ready to treat me like that because I do not deserve it.
Especially if this nigga is like, listen, I have a rule. Like, especially if this nigga is having sex with you. Like, okay.
If you can stick your dick in me, then you can listen to what I gotta say.
You said it for me, sis. I ain't gotta say, like, if we have gotten to that point, there's no way that you can tell me that you didn't know how to tell me something. You didn't know how to say something. I don't know how to say something to this. Like, what does that mean? There should be no reason why you can have if you can have sex with me, there's no reason why we should not be able to have a conversation. And if you cannot talk to me, then we can't have, like, what was that? What are we doing?
Sir, you know me like nobody else does.
Exactly. Like, and so for me, everybody doesn't get that level of access. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
So you have to set some sort of standard. You know, if you telling me that if we're gonna go to that place, for me, if I'm gonna allow somebody in that space of my life, then there has to be some sort of standards by which I give you that access. You telling me that you can't handle that responsibility, so you don't get that access. You don't get access to me, and I'm okay. I don't care. I don't care if we didn't talk about it. I don't care if we're not in a relationship. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. The bottom line is, I generally don't have sex with my friends. Like, I generally don't make a practice of having sexual relationships with people who I'm just acquaintances with. Now, if you do, and I'm not judging that, if that's what you do, but I'm just speaking for me. If that's, and if that is your space, if that's where you are, you have every right to say that. Every right.
Every single one.
And don't allow this nigga to make you feel like, oh, he's gotten under your skin or you're doing too much. You're not doing too much. You're not doing too much at all. Don't let him make you feel that way.
Like, we've been naked together. Like, you at this point, my nigga, you gotta eat it, and cause you ate it. So,
oh God, what are we doing?
Being real. So I think this is a good time. I'm gonna tell you about my situationship. You know what I'm saying? And it was every blaring sign that that's what it was. And I had every thought that every single person who has been in the situation has had. And now that I'm out of it, I can look back and be like, girl, you were stupid. You know what I'm saying? So bust it.
Not bust it. That was.
I'm gonna try to tell this as condensed as possible. Met this nigga, right? He was cool. Met him at a show. He was great. We had great chemistry, exchanged numbers. We had met in a previous work setting. No, we were not coworkers, but we met in a previous work setting and it was cool. But then when we met each other outside of that, it was like, oh, okay. So then invited him on some friend shit. You know what I'm saying? To go out. So that's what we did. Hung out. Then we ended up going out to eat, talked all night. It was great. Things were great. Then after that, that's when, like, the next day he was going out of town, but he was texting me the next day, like, so I ended up spending the night that first night, when we went out to the place where I thought we were friends there. Then we went to the diner, and that's when you get into the conversation for hours and you're like, yo, I kind of like this person. And then we, moved on to the physical. Yes, we did it the first night. It's fine. Like, I'm an adult. It happened. So, I beat myself up about it initially. I'm like, why did I? And then I'm like, no, I like this nigga. I'm grown, like, whatever. So I did. He's texting me the next day, like, how's your day going? what's good? How are you? It was like, I had a really nice time. Like the diner was cool, all of that. And we continued like that for a little bit. And then it was what it was. Like we would meet up, we would do what we do, we'd eat food, and then we would go on about our way. A couple times we did go out to eat, and I went to like a party with him. I went to another thing with him. So that's where it got kind of like convoluted. That's where it got a little, cloudy, because I was going out with him. I was going to different places. And then there were so he is the very first person to ever stand me up. I got stood up in this situation. I'm the biggest Stevie Wonder fan in the world. For those who don't know, I love Stevie Wonder. Like, he is my end all be all. Love him. Know all his lyrics. Like, I think he's incredible. Genius. So anyway, I was going to the Wonderful Party. That's a party here in New York and in Brooklyn. DJ Spinner does it, and they play all Stevie Wonder or songs that are written by Stevie Wonder, and people just go and dance. It's free. It's fun. It's once a year. So I was going to go to that. I was super hyped for it. I asked him if he wanted to go. He was like, yeah, I'd love to go to that. All right, cool. So I went and I got the tickets, and my cousin was going to go and his friend. And so he's like, so that same day that we were going to go to the party, like we had arranged, by this time we're already spending the night at each other's houses very frequently. Actually, he would spend the night at my house. Telltale sign number 1. So he would spend the night at my house. This was happening very frequently. And that day I was running errands, and I went to go pick up the tickets, and I was going to get my eyebrows threaded, and I ran into him on the street, and he had his bag, and he was like, I'm actually getting ready to go here. I'm going to go here, and then I'm coming straight to your house. So I have my bag ready to go. He was going out of town the next day. So he was like, I booked a car from your address. And I can confirm that because he sent me a text like, what is your address? Because I have to book a car. All right, cool. Right. So I'm going to pick him up at a particular time. So I got to the spot, called him, no answer. Okay. Waited a few minutes, called him again, no answer. Text him. Didn't hear anything. I waited there for 45 minutes. That was 40 minutes too long. Okay. I should have never waited that long. He ended up never showing. I went to the party, and then my cousin ditched me because he went to a club down the street, which was fine. But I ended up I had a good time, but I was there by myself. If I didn't know how to have a good time by myself, it would have been tragic, but it still was like, damn, that's fucked up. This is somebody who I have regular relations with, and they're going to stand me up. Like, that's whack. And I just saw this nigga that day. Like, this is whack. So he hits me up like 3 a.m. Oh my God, my phone, didn't have a charger, got stuck here, couldn't get. Oh, nigga, your phone was ringing. So when your phone is off and it's dead, it goes straight to voicemail. I don't know whatever. So I did what every single person in a stupid situationship has done before. I said, all right, and kept it moving. So we continued on, did what we did, and then got to the point where, with me being a chef, I would cook for him. He'd come over, sometimes he'd buy the groceries. Then he moved into another spot, and that's when I started spending the night at his house. So fast forward a year later, the first big appearance. I've gone to parties with him, but I was having my birthday and he was coming. And the next day I spent the night at his house, and I met his friends, and I met his roommate, and I did meet his friends, and we became cool. And he still, it still was the same thing. We'd still spend the night at each other's house several days a week. And that's what it was. So it was like we were dating, but there were no titles there. And then he was out of town, and he ghosted on me. And he ghosted on me and did not respond to any of my text messages, and literally just stopped talking to me. And I never spoke to him in that capacity again, out of nowhere. And then I saw him later on. I saw him maybe a few months after that happened. I went to his apartment because I was friends with his roommate by this time, who I am still friends with to this day. And, I, went to go kick it with her, and he was there with a chick, and he came out and he saw me and he said, oh, hello. Like he didn't really know me. And I played it cool. I was like, what's up? good to see you. And kept it pushing. And the next time I saw him, I was pregnant because I was hanging out with his roommate and he looked mad uncomfortable. And then after I acted like everything was all good, like, you're not about to make me shake in my boots, nigga. Like, I'm not about to show you no sweat. Then he kind of got comfortable after that. But true fuckboy behavior. Like, but it was my fault because I rationalized it the whole time. Well, so it started with, first of all, let me say that this came after my engagement was broken off. It came some time after that, but it came after that. So this is the first person that I'd gotten to in this capacity. And yeah, it had telltale signs that we were dating, but then it also had very clear blaring red neon light signs that this was not a relationship. And I remember on my birthday, and this was true fuckboy behavior too. My hair was straight. And that's when he looks at me, he goes, oh, we might be able to take this to the next level. I should have shut everything down then. What? We can take things to the next level? Then the next day I was like, do you remember what you said? Because he was drunk boots. I was like, do you remember what you said? And he was like, what did I say? Like some real mind game fuckboy nigga shit. So he was, what did I say? Well, so tell me what I said. No, nigga, you know what you said. Stop playing. Like, you know exactly what you said. So I never I brought it up a few times, but I didn't bring it up. And then I would rationalize it and say, oh, well, I don't even want to be in a serious relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really. So I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is. That's a lie. You're spending this much time with a person. Like, eventually you want to take things to the next level. Eventually you want to see where it can go.
I think that's
and when
okay.
They don't reciprocate, it'll hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it's okay. I think we try to talk ourselves out of that. Like, oh, who needs these niggas? Like, I don't know. Like, right. To a certain extent, sometimes it's like, well, sometimes it's just business. Other times it's like, there's nothing wrong with, being concerned, like being human and being concerned and wanting to have like actual connection and actual relationship and build something with someone. And don't let nobody talk you out of that. If that's not, if you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to settle, you don't have to settle for things that you don't, that you're not comfortable with. And
that just means he ain't for you, right, or she ain't for you.
Right. And I'm speaking from a place of experience. A lot of times I've dealt with things because especially me, because it takes a lot for me to like someone. And I don't even feel like I'm a super, you ain't have to co-sign like that. I don't feel
it was not even shade.
I'm not like a super, I don't feel like I'm super bougie and uppity. I really don't. I don't.
You're not.
I just, I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I like smart guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be quick because, my mouth is quick. I need you to be quick. If you can make me laugh, if we can have like banter, if I feel like we can literally like verbally spar and like we can hold, yes. I need that. And I'm saying, yes. I have not come across that a lot. And, a lot of times you feel like I've tried to sit there and be cute and giggle at jokes that wasn't really funny. No. I've tried to engage in conversation that I really don't care about. I've tried to be quiet and just look cute. And that's not Keia. No. You know what I'm saying? And I've dealt with niggas who like that, thinking that that's what I had to do. And I'm just in this space now where it's like, no, no. Mm-mm. And I'm not angry or bitter. The situations that haven't worked out, for me previously, I don't feel no kind of way about those niggas. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. I don't. And I respect, you know what I'm saying? I understand that I can't be, everyone's in a different space. And, you just grow in and out of things with people. But I am just in a space right now where it's like, I know what I want and I'd like to have what I want if God will allow me to have that. And I'm just going to wait until he's ready for me to have it. Like,
that's it.
And if that means so I don't know. A lot of times niggas be like, you picky, you bougie, you this, you that. And there are things that I could change about myself because I don't talk to strangers. I don't talk to strangers. And, I often feel like I have a guard up. I have a guard up. Mm-hmm. So like, it does take a little work for a nigga to like convince me. Cause Yo, people like guys, a lot of niggas have said a lot of things to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't believe everybody no more. I just can't. A lot of niggas have said a lot of things to me. Like, you the only one I want. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've heard that.
I have. And I'm not
that
even.
That sounds real. Did we date in a past life?
Exactly. Like, you the only one I want. I swear to God, I don't want nobody else. It's like, all right. Mm-hmm.
I'm just busy.
You know, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are. And I respect it. Be busy. I would rather you be busy than not busy. But I just want you to use your words. That's all I need. Say it.
That's it.
Say it. Because I can say it.
Like, spit it out.
I'm going to say it. Listen, babe. I got a 10 o'clock. I got an 11:30. I got a 1 o'clock. I got a 3:30. Okay. She's booked
but niggas
today.
can't say that because they be lying.
But I'm not, or they might not be. But I just feel like whatever case, you just get, like, it's okay for you to want what you want and have the standards that you have for yourself. And even if you have to wait for it, I don't care if you're 25, 35, 45, and you feel like it's too late for you. It ain't.
No, my cousin's grandmother got married in her 60s.
Dear God, I don't want to be 60s and married. But listen,
for the second time,
right?
But and that's after being single for years upon years, like decades. Got married. So it is never too late for anybody.
It's not. I mean, and we learn from everything that we go through. So like if I hadn't had to deal with all the niggas that I dealt with, then I wouldn't have the perspective that I have now. So that's the kind of thing. That's how you have to look at your life. Like you learn so much about yourself to where I feel like my time won't be wasted going forward because I know what it is that I need and I know what it is that I can't tolerate. And that's really what it like. So we all gonna have situationships. Don't beat yourself up if you in one. Nope. If you want to be in one, that's fine. If you don't, you can do things to get out of it. And it's really quite simple. Cause it's always going to be like, it's always going to be a nigga. Like my grandma used to say, niggas come like buses. If you just stand in the same spot, there'll be another one coming in 5 minutes. If you just stand right here, they come like buses, like they do. City buses.
They really do.
Stand right here. There'll be another one coming in another 10, 20 minutes.
Listen, I'm telling, like, walk from, go to like New York and church and then like walk down like a block. I guarantee you're going to get 6 niggas talking to you in that block. One of them may be for you. So, you never know. Well, okay, so we're going to hurry up and run this right on into the petty peeves really quickly.
And I want to be very responsible of the things I say to my sister. Because everybody know I can be real petty. P-E to the T-T-Y, honey.
Yes, because we are just gabbing. We're sorry, guys.
Listen.
Do you guys hate these long... I think the graduation shout outs, they're going to be shorter soon because graduation season is wrapping up. But are these long, y'all let us know if these long episodes are too much. Because we can just shut up. We can.
We sure can. We can be quiet.
We can. Sis, do you have a petty peeve?
Why? Yes.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm going to take this one from Kristen, who said, folks who knowingly disturb us non-morning people with their shenanigans prior to allowing us to have the proper caffeine intake. This may only be petty in my situation because it's aimed directly at children. Before you judge me, please allow me to explain. I'm a 6th grade teacher. Oh, God bless your soul. That is the worst age in life. I am a 6th grade teacher at a Title I school not far from Charlotte, North Carolina. I love my job and most of my students. However, I have to focus in order to be pleasant before 8 a.m. without caffeine. I have natural resting bitch face. Sarcasm is my first language and my default setting is petty. I don't want to be responsible for hurting some poor baby's feelings because I hadn't ingested enough caffeine to not be trash yet. Sidebar, self-awareness is the plug. So I begin each school year by doing the proper grown thing and kindly asking my students to reserve their foolery until I finish my coffee. I do so with the explanation that this is for their own protection. Most of my students heed the warning. One even bought me a coaster for my birthday that reads, I start working when my coffee does. But there's a handful that insist on beginning their shenanigans when I'm only 2/3 of the way into my mug. I try to give further warnings. For example, I haven't had enough coffee to deal with this responsibly yet. Please give me 5 minutes. Honey, I'm sorry. Let me get 3 more sips and I'll be all right with you. There's also what my student calls the face. I'm not sure what it looks like. That is a black mama face. I can tell you exactly what they're talking about. That's that I'm about to destroy your life if you don't get it together in the next millisecond. Anyway, I'm not sure what it looks like, but I hear it's pretty scary. Even other students try to help them, but they refuse to listen. I wish these little babies would leave me alone. The last thing I need is somebody's mama going to the school board on me because I said or did something I shouldn't have. Try Jesus, not Mrs. B, before she finished her coffee.
I know that's right.
This resonates with me because, and I'm not one of those, I have a Keurig. Thank you, Crystal. I love you so much. And I use it on the weekend. I need to start utilizing it before I get to work. Maybe that will make my commute more pleasant, but I generally don't ingest my coffee until I get into the office. And people who want to discuss things or talk to me before I have that, it really works my nerves. Unless you're telling me, let's go get a cup of coffee together. Unless you're saying that to me, then we don't really need to talk until that is finished. So I appreciate this. Mrs. B.
Yes, Mrs. B. I don't even drink coffee like that, even though like work has been so intense these last few weeks that I've started drinking coffee.
You sure have. I'm proud.
I ain't have none. I'm on this cleanse right now, so I haven't had any, but there is something to be. I'm not a morning person at all. Like
at all. No.
Oh God. It really
never gonna catch me in the gym in the morning. I am not one of, I don't care what kind of fitness regime I'm on. Don't ask me to go to nothing before work. I don't believe in working out before work, and I don't believe in working out during work and showering in a public. No, I'm cool. No.
I just feel
no, I hate the morning.
I love my bed so much, and it's always so hard for me to leave it.
That's it.
But yeah, I can relate to everything that you said, Miss B. I'm going to read a petty peeve from the email box as well. There's some about, there's been a lot about bathroom, bathroom etiquette. Especially
yes, there has.
For, people who have roommates and
I've seen quite a few of those.
And things of that nature. So I'm going to read a couple. We have one who says, please close the shower curtain after you take a shower. No one wants to see the shampoo bottles or soap scum you left everywhere, especially if you found the shower curtain closed. Another person was talking about, she titled her email Toilet Paper Iniquity. And it was all about how people, I guess she has roommates and they don't replace the toilet paper when they are finished using it. She lives in New York City. Her petty peeve is very simple. She's very passionate about it. Toilet paper. When you use the bathroom and you're the person who finishes the roll, just replace it. It takes all of 45 seconds for you to get on up and go over to the supply closet. What kind of vagabond leaves an empty toilet paper roll in the bathroom for someone else to deal with? What kind of uncircumcised Philistine acts with that kind of reckless disregard for other people's hygiene and comfort in their own home? Why would you disrespect another person living like that? I'm sure everyone has experienced the feeling of going to the bathroom and looking to your right when you're done and realize that there is absolutely nothing there but an empty roll. She talked about how she was petty. She said, I live with strangers and I was fed up with this behavior. I unfortunately allowed myself to be used as a vessel of pettiness and tried to make this a teachable moment for my roommates. I went into the bathroom and saw that empty roll. I was livid, so I didn't replace it. I just went and got my own roll of toilet paper and took it to my room. I thought to myself, surely when you use the bathroom and have to suffer through the inconvenience of being greeted by the toilet paper drought, you will learn to have some manners. This morning, I went to the bathroom expecting to not only see a fresh roll of toilet paper, but also an apology note, a bouquet, or some kind of gift, something, because now you understand what I've been going through for all these months. Imagine my surprise to find that not only did you not leave behind your apology gifts, but you also still left the same dry, empty roll you left the day before. So not only are you thoughtless and inconsiderate, you're trifling and nasty because I heard you use the bathroom and you did not wipe yourself. Do not touch anything that belongs to me. We're through here. Best, looking for a studio apartment. I know that's right.
That is disgusting. That is, you are trifling. That is trifling. You got to get up and replace it. You got to get on up.
Listen,
Jodeci
reunited tonight on VH1 for that Dear Mama special.
Did they?
They did.
Look at that.
I don't know. I'm very concerned. I was not happy about it when I heard, because the last time we saw Casey, JoJo, and I think is it Devontae?
Devontae.
I think it's because it's 3 of them.
Oh, that's right. It's not 4 of them anymore. Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know how excited I would be. I mean, that was like, you know, when Alexander O'Neal came back to the BET Awards. Was it the BET Awards? It was something on BET. Alexander O'Neal sang, and I love Alexander O'Neal. Fake. You know, If You Were Here Tonight. I love Alexander. Saturday Night Love. I love Alexander O'Neal, but sometimes your faves need to just stay back in the 90s and 80s where they were. Alexander came out toothless. You couldn't understand anything he sang. And it was a travesty. So
terrible.
Anyway.
Yeah. That's petty peeves this week. Oh, no, wait. I have Chastity. Chastity's back. Chastity had a petty peeve a few weeks ago, but she has some sweetmates that she'd like to read. She said, as a 22-year-old student, I've been having to deal with roommates for going on 5 years. I'm an only child, so I'm very particular about my space. However, I think we all will be able to agree that these petty peeves about my sweetmates whom I share a bathroom with. Number 1, turning on the faucet after using the restroom, then turning it right back off to create the illusion that she has washed her hands. Girl, I know you didn't wash your hands. That's so nasty. Number 2, long, stringy, blonde hair on the floor in the sink. Now, we all shed, I get it, but my hair looks like little fur balls because natural. However, her hair is long and sticks to every darn thing, so it's hard to sweep up and clean up, and it ends up in the weirdest places around the house. I feel like I have a puppy. Ha! Number 3, not wiping up the counter or the stove after you've made a mess from cooking. She said, I fabuloso and Clorox the apartment down every Saturday morning to the sounds of Mahalia Jackson, because you was raised right, Chastity. That's how you do it.
Soon I will be done.
Sing.
Troubles of the world.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Number 4, last one, improperly disposing of feminine hygiene products. Oh my goodness, who raised you?
What?
I will spare y'all the details, but it's ridiculous and I'm fed up. I typed this on the apartment hunt for a studio apartment because my mental health is in jeopardy. Chastity, you need to get with the last girl, because y'all are out here.
Need to become roommates.
Y'all will have a clean bathroom with plenty of toilet paper. Listen, because
a whole house. You all can scrub down to Mahalia together.
Absolutely. Roommates are tough. Roommates are very tough.
Roommates are rough.
Absolutely tough. When I had a blog a few years ago called theglamnerds.com, and I had a whole post dedicated to how to clean the bathroom when you had to share a bathroom in college, like whether it be with the community bathroom or your suite or whatever. There are things that you can do to make sure that your space when you clean it is clean. That was one of my most that was my most popular post. And people still talk about that.
It does not take a lot. They should, because it doesn't take a lot to properly clean a bathroom. Throw some Comet in the tub, scrub that boy out, put a little bit in the toilet, make a little solution with some essential oil, some bleach, and some water. Spray your toilet down, wipe me down, and the sink, and hit the mirror real quick. Like, it don't take much. Sweep up the floor, mop it. You know what I'm saying? Get your little Swiffer wet jet, little maxi pad. That's what this Jamaican lady said on this video one time. You need to mop. So you'll use a Swiffer. It's a big maxi pad.
Oh my God. Oh my
Like, you can just
God.
Swiffer the bathroom real quick. It doesn't take a lot to keep your bathroom clean. Don't be disgusting.
It's a shame how many adult people don't keep a clean bathroom. It's really jarring.
It really
That's
is.
why we're signs of times, perilous times we're living in. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are done because we are talking.
We sure are.
Jesus
because we are
Christ.
done.
Yes, and it's time to listen. It's time to go. We love you guys. Thank you, listening for episode 7. We'll be back next week for episode 8. Continue to share and comment and rank us on iTunes. Thank you for commenting on SoundCloud. I think, can we tell them? I think we have over 100,000 listens since we've launched. I think that's pretty flipping amazing. Because I was really...
That means you all are amazing.
Yes, I was really banking about 12 or 13 of y'all to be...
Listen, well, there's about 12, 13 of them listening because they don't like it, but it's fine. They're still listening.
I don't know. Well, thank you guys.
Y'all are still listening, but especially you guys, especially to you all, especially to you who listen because you don't like. Make sure that you drink your water. You moisturize because your black is definitely about to crack.
If it's dry.
Bye.
Listen, ask Phaedra Parks. She's not gonna tell you the truth, but you can ask her.
Don't lie like Phaedra.
Don't lie like Phaedra, because that's your black will crack if you lie like Phaedra. Okay, bye.
Your black will crack. Bye.
Bye.